to all the Pisceans out there. Hello and welcome to your general horoscope for the month of September 2012. And first of all, September 2012, what is going to happen? I was a bit worried, not about the Pisceans, but I was a bit worried because when there is happening a lot in these global collective general horoscopes, when there's happening a lot, you can talk a lot and you can hope that people will find meaning in it, what you're saying. And in July, August, especially July and August, there was a lot happening with the planets. There was this Pluto-Uranus transit, and there was these faster planets who triggered them. So there was a lot that astrologers could talk about, and especially about the meaning for the signs. But yesterday I took a look at the general horoscope for September, and I said, my goodness, how am I going to do it? How because nothing really big is happening. And of course that doesn't mean to say that for some Pisceans, for you, there is not a lot happening in your life, because of course we all have our unique horoscope, our unique chart, which is impossible to do when you're doing these general horoscopes. Then you have to look at the individual chart. But this morning, I couldn't believe that I didn't see something very relevant and something very important for all of us, also for Pisceans, but actually for all of us. And it's something very interesting, but something quite deep, and I will go into it in a minute. It's about the dance, the hidden dance of Neptune and Saturn. But as I said, I'll talk to you about that in a minute. First, let's start with the lighter stuff. And I mean by that, the lighter stuff, just the quick planets to look into. So I'm not going to talk about Neptune, Pluto and so on, because that's all staying the same. So I'm going to look at the faster planets, and there are good things happening. And why is that? Because two planets are in their own sign, actually. And let's get started with the Mercury planet, because it's your opposite sign. Mercury is now transiting to your opposite sign of Virgo, and Mercury is going very quickly. And it is first in the beginning of the month, it's still a bit in Leo, then it goes to Virgo for a long time of the month, and then a little bit in Libra. So for the biggest time of the month, Mercury will be in your 7th house together with the Sun. Now that's good, that's nice. Why? Because there is a beam of that other person, so that other person, that other significant other, but it can also be relationships like business relationships or one-to-one relationships when you counsel people. This means that the people that will or the kind of people that you will attract will be shiny people like the Sun, and then a lot of horoscope for women, it's maybe a man. And Mercury is the planet of communication, and it's a strong Mercury. So this month will be probably for a lot of Pisceans, and especially for those who have an ascendant in Pisces, will be a month of a lot of interacting with other people, one-to-one. A lot of interacting, and a lot of that other person is going to shine for you in some kind of way. That's how I think this is a possibility. Now, what else? There is another strong planet transiting your... Now I'm going to count. I'm so bad when I don't prepare this counting and it's the 7th, 8th, the 9th house. Yeah. So the planet Mars, the planet of action, is in its own sign in Scorpio in your 9th house. That is good. That is good. Why is that? Because Mars likes it there, likes it in Scorpio. He can do a lot of stuff and a lot of deep stuff. And the 9th house is all about the higher mind and the higher thinking and the connections that we have on this higher level. And it's very important because that fits in very well with what I'm going to say in a minute. So I think a lot of Pisceans will get active when it comes to connect with, maybe on a very mundane level, to connect with people from abroad or do business with people from abroad, but on a deeper level to try to connect with what people call God, or what people call Allah or Buddha. It doesn't matter what kind of religion you believe in, or some people like me would say the higher consciousness or the cosmos or whatever. So to find this connection. And why is that so important? It is so important because it makes us better people, basically. It makes us to do things better because there's this high connection. And if you have a higher connection, if you know, well, that's the ideal, then you can work against it. And that's very positive about that 9th house. That's so positive and important to be connected. And why does it have also a meaning when it considers Saturn and Neptune? Well, Saturn and Neptune, for people who know something about astrology, they will probably say, hey, Saturn is now in my... Again, I'm having to focus. You know, I have to stop doing Pisces at the last sign because it's not fair. It's not fair. I'm getting a bit tired of talking all the time. But anyway, let's have a look. So, yes, Saturn is in your 8th house. How can I forget? Saturn is in the 8th house. And I've been talking about this earlier, so I'm not going to repeat it all. It means Saturn is ending a cycle now because it's approximately 2.5 years in a sign in Libra, and it's now almost at the end of Libra. So yes, there have been lessons, or there have been things that you have probably learned that considers the hidden sides of you and the sides that you don't want to face, or you don't always want to face, but you had to. You had Saturn in your 8th house, so you probably did. And the good thing is, there's this gift, there's this, at the end of the transit, there's this mastering of your fears and mastering of the difficulties in your life, whatever it is that is difficult for you. So that's all a very positive process. But now, something that is called Anticyon, Neptune is involved. And what does it mean, Anticyon? I'm not going to explain it in detail. It simply means Anticyon. So there's a connection now between Saturn in the 8th house and Neptune in Anticyon. And that means that there's a hidden merging going on. So there's a merging going on between those two planets, but it's hidden. We don't see it clearly. So what does it mean? Anticyon means the Anticyon of planets in Libra is always Pisces. So that's just the rule. These are techniques of ancient astrology. So, okay, let's take a look. When planets transit the very end of Libra, let's say almost the last week, or the last week of September, Saturn is at 28 degrees of Libra. How do you find the Anticyon point in Pisces? You find it by taking the whole sign, which is 30 degrees, and deriving 30 degrees minus 28 degrees. That's 2, right? Not good at mathematics, but that I know. It's 2. And when it goes to 29 degrees, Saturn is in 29 degrees of Libra, then its Anticyon is at 1 degree of Pisces. And who's there at the moment? 1 degrees, the beginning of Pisces. Yes, it's Neptune. So this means that it's like a mirror. So there's a mirror going on, mirroring between, and actually a liking of these two planets of Saturn and Neptune. They are actually conjuncting under the surface, on a hidden level, so without seeing it, but it's there. Now, what does it mean for Pisceans and for the Saturn in the 8th house? It means that these two planets, it's very simple. Saturn is about boundaries and Neptune is about no boundaries. Saturn is about one truth. The truth is very clear. Neptune, the truth is not clear, but it's there, but you can't just put your finger on it. And maybe there's more truths. So those two come together. So whatever in normal transits, when Saturn is conjuncting Neptune or is squaring up to Neptune, Saturn, or in a position on, and so on, it always means that there is a challenge going on. And after that transit, there is a kind of an enlightenment. And that's a big word, isn't it? Enlightenment. But I mean maybe a little enlightenment, but an enlightenment in that area of your life, that 8th house that I was talking about. There is enlightenment to come. But it won't be this month. It will be next month. Because next month, those two planets aren't in a Titian anymore. But they are trining together in a clear, visible aspect, in a trine. So Saturn is going to trine Neptune. And that's a very good thing. That is a gift, actually, I think, in October. But before this enlightening, there's still a bit of mist going on. So when you do have the feeling that one day you feel that, yes, you get it, you got it, you understand it, that Saturn is working, and then Neptune comes along. Neptune says, no, I don't think that's the truth. I think there's another truth. And then it shifts all the time, and it makes people crazy sometimes. But maybe, and I think most Pisces can cope with that, because they are always, this is already a sign that goes like this, so it adjusts quite easily. And unless you have a lot of planets in fixed signs. But so if you're feeling a bit confused, it is normal, and it's reflecting that it needs to be like that in order for you to see very clear in the next month, whatever it is that is going to be clear for you. So that's how this whole dance, or in American, this whole dance is going on between those two planets, Saturn and Neptune. And I think that this is a very beautiful thing. And why? Because Saturn is about manifesting and Neptune is about higher ideals. So we have got the opportunity. And especially you Pisceans, with that 9th house stuff going on there, that connection, that higher connection that you've got anyway. And so you have the possibility to do something really great, to do something really of high quality, whether it is a good relationship that you want to have, whether it is a good connection with your child that you want to have, whether it is a good job you want to do. There is this huge possibility to yes, to do very high things on a day-to-day basis, and I think that's great. So I hope you Pisceans, you really do the effort to achieve that, because I think that's one of the ultimates that we all want to achieve. We all want to be happy, don't we? We all want to achieve what we're dreaming of, and that is the thing going on between Saturn and Neptune. So, more about that in the next month for October, and probably other stuff going on. But anyway, thank you so much, you Pisceans, for your support, your emails, your subscribing, your ordering of consultations. Thank you for watching. Wish you all the best, and see you soon next month. Bye bye.